And we're joined by Anna Warwick-Sears, the NDP candidate now in this riding of Kelowna-Lake Country-Coldstream. How does it feel to be the official candidate?
It's very exciting. Yes, I have not run for office before, but things are rolling.
Yeah. So, okay, what you have done for decades now, for the last, 15 years or so as the person in charge of the Okanagan Basin Water Board. How does your experience there translate into being a good MLA?
The Okanagan Basin Water Board is a partnership of the Okanagan local government. So our board is primarily made up of locally elected officials, all the way from Armstrong down to Osoyoos. It's usually the mayors from the communities who are on the board. Our mandate is to work on any kind of water issue in the valley. So water quality, water supply issues, the needs of water for agriculture, water for fish, protecting the water sources like the water infrastructure. So what the job essentially is listening to community problems, working with communities to come up with solutions, and then going and advocating to Victoria or Ottawa to get resources, to have policies changed, talking to ministers, talking to government staff. It's a very good background in order to be an MLA.
We see the Conservative Party resurgent now in this provincial election, and some people in that party really seem to downplay the global warming. They might call your concern, climate hysteria. So is that going to be a dividing line between you and the parties you're running against?
Well, I think it will mark out a difference in approach, difference in values, difference in philosophy. At the Water Board, I've been helping communities deal with drought. Like right now, there's a drought on. The agricultural industry is suffering already from the extreme cold event that happened this winter. And now it's having to deal with the threat of not having enough water for irrigation. In 2017, we had the big flood. We were very engaged in working on that flood and coming up with the flood maps afterwards. I am very familiar with the impacts of climate change. I've worked very closely with climate scientists. I've worked very closely with communities who are saying, how are we going to address this? What can we do to protect ourselves from this?
One of the things working in your favor is we do have a situation now where people on the right-hand side of the spectrum are kind of at each other's throats and splitting that vote, which does kind of open up maybe that possibility.
Well, I'm not really looking at vote splitting because I'm looking at getting more than 50% of the vote.
Well, okay. So, lots of experience on the area on water, but I think some big issues facing people right now are affordability. No one can afford rent anymore, or heaven forbid, to buy anything.
Yeah, affordability is huge. I mean, I work in water and climate change issues, but I'm also just a regular person driving a used Corolla and, getting by, saving for retirement, doing ordinary things, trying to work on my old house. I understand what those issues are. I also have grown kids who are struggling to afford to buy houses. I also am paying a lot of money that I didn't have to pay before for groceries. All these issues, they're common to everybody, really. I think everybody wants to have the same things. Everybody wants to have a family doctor. Everyone wants to have a dignified living condition.
So, what's your plan? How do you? It's quite a riding. Coldstream all the way through Rutland and Kelowna. But you're going to carry on doing your job. So does that give you enough time to knock on enough doors?
Well, I'm going to obviously be taking a lot of vacation, especially during the period of the campaign, and working long hours for sure. It is a very diverse riding. We have the diversity of issues from the inner city issues here in Rutland. They need a middle school, they need road improvements, they need a lot more affordable housing. And Lake Country's got a lot of agriculture issues. It's one of the fastest growing communities in Canada. And Coldstream's got all these high fire risk. So it's a really diverse set of issues that you have to deal with. So the team that I'm building is going to be working with each of those communities on their specific problems.
Terrific. All right. Well, thanks so much for this introduction. Best of luck.
Thank you.
And thank you for watching Kelowna Now.